Guys, on this time capsule, 1976 Honda CB750 Super Sport. This is next year, 1 year from now, this bike will be 50 years old when the 2026 models come out, and it is all original. If you follow the channel, we've done and we've restored more Honda CB750s than any other channel on the internet today. Everything from the 69 Sandcast we just restored last year up to the latest and greatest CB750s in the end of the line. This one right here has 8,000, show them the gauges on this. They're absolutely beautiful. 8,784 original miles. The gauges look to be in pristine condition. The original factory paint is intact, as is all the chrome. It runs and rides like a brand new motorcycle. This is the original saddle on here. You can see the Honda logo on the back is the original. So if you wanted a textbook example of what they're supposed to look like out of the crate, this is it. Original exhaust, original carbs. It had the original air filter in there, which when we serviced it was in pristine condition. So we cleaned it and put it back in. We usually replace them. Usually there's mice living in there and everything. This was owned by a dude who had a lifelong love affair with it and kept it in mint condition. The items that were replaced in our care were this cover right here. This was bought NOS, brand new old stock. That cover was $200, which is kind of pricey, but the original one had a scratch in it, so we wanted it, to be as nice as humanly possible. If you look at this logo right here on the steering stem, you can see 5 of 1975. So May of 2075, this bike will be 50 years old. Original, of course, original matching numbers, 76 model. It is actually a little shinier than it was new in a couple spots. The aluminum valve cover was polished on this side, and on the other side, the aluminum engine cover was polished, and the valve cover also. Other than that, all the finishes are original. We did just upgrade. The original chain was on it. We put a brand new gold chain. We cleaned the original sprocket on it. It still has the original logos on here from the factory, the original chain logos. This is a battery tender. We put a brand new battery in it. Now it has a battery tender on it. We did repaint the kickstand. It was done professionally and properly. None of the hardware has been painted. It was removed and painted, sandblasted and painted. The center stand was also repainted in the original gloss black. This is the original frame and swing arm paint, just polished. The entire bike went through a rotisserie detail. It's been thoroughly serviced and tuned to the nines. Everything that could and you would want done to it has been done by Justin Harris, aka Mr. Turbo, our resident CB750 guru. He's the foremost expert in Sandcast 750s I've ever met. And I actually, the day I hired him, I bought 3 CB750s off of him at his shop that he had before he came aboard with us. So let me go over the work order here because it's pretty extensive. I don't want to miss anything. I will spin the bike around also. Let's take a look at the other side, and then I'll spin it around so you can see the other side in direct sunlight. It's literally below freezing today. It's hovering around freezing 32, so with the wind chill, it's awful crispy out. But the bike runs phenomenal in this nice cold weather. Let me spin her around so you can see the other side in this gorgeous December 12th sunset here. Sadly, it gets dark at like 4:19 here, a little bit, 20 minutes after 4. It's dark in Connecticut. Kind of sucks, but it's a small price to pay for the beautiful summers we have here, I guess. Okay, how's that? Let me get out of the sunlight. Now you can get a glimpse of the shine on this side here. So going over the work order, the first thing he did was filled, charged, and installed a new Yuasa battery in it with a tender lead. Went through the brake system, rebuilt the original front brake caliper with new seals, bled the brakes, and filled it with new DOT4 fluid. Then he rebuilt the carbs, removed the carbs, split the rack, replaced the inlet, O-rings, reassembled, rebuilt the carbs, and jetted it to perfection. Cleaned the original and the underlying original air filter. It was like new. There's a clue how this bike was maintained. Adjust the cam chain tensioner, filed, greased, and set the points, installed the NOS points cover, drained the engine oil from the engine and oil tank, and changed the oil with new Spectro 1040 oil. Installed a NOS brand new Honda oil filter during the oil change, got the bike running and synchronized and tuned the carbs perfectly. Set the tire pressure to 32 PSI front, 36 rear. Flushed the rear brakes with new DOT brake fluid, cleaned the sprockets and installed a new 530 gold chain, soda blasted the gas tank, then treated with Evapo Rust, then soda blasted again for a clean finish on the inside and rebuilt the original fuel petcock. That's not a replacement. So even the fuel cock's the original 50-year-old fuel petcock. So the tank was soda blasted and twice and cleaned on the inside. So the inside of the tank is never been lined, which happens a lot on classic bikes. They'll line them because they'll get rusty and terrible. That never happened on this one. The headlight ears, the headlight bucket ears are the original. They're perfectly straight. It still has the reflectors on here. The original turn signals are intact. The gauges look beautiful. The speedometer, the master cylinder is in pristine condition. The mirrors, the levers, the grips, the chrome on the forks is outstanding. I don't see any pitting on the chrome on the forks. I went through the detail shop and given a full rotisserie detail. I want to point out, it still has the original yellow factory. This is normally long gone. That's the yellow factory original markings that they put on there to confirm that it was torqued to factory spec while it was going down the assembly line. Those are usually long gone. Original front fender is in beautiful condition. If you take a close look at this, there's no pitting or damage on the chrome. That's almost unheard of. The front wheel was removed from the bike and went through the vapor blasting tank and was cleaned thoroughly. The hub, the back of the caliper right here, and the back of the rotor was cleaned and touched up. The original chrome on the wheel is in excellent condition. Has a little bit of patina, as you might expect for a 50-year-old item, but it, on a scale of 9 and 10 out of 10, it's an 8.5 for sure. The original forks, the wheel was removed. The original forks, the clear coat was removed, and they're professionally polished. It's a pretty extensive job to do that. These are not chrome; they're polished aluminum fork lowers. And they look beautiful. The chrome on the uppers was polished. The original headlight bucket and the chrome around the ring is mint. The chrome on the tachometer and speedometer is mint. The chrome on the turn signals is mint. The chrome on the fork uppers is in mint condition. All the chrome on the hardware up here. Usually you sit on a 50-year-old motorcycle and you notice a lot of rusty crustiness going on here. This was stored indoors in a climate-controlled environment its entire life, so none of the bolts are missing any of the chrome. None of them are stripped off. They're in beautiful original condition. The paint is in excellent original condition. There is a little bit of pitting on the paint finish here up on the top of the tank. If you zoom in, you'll see it. It's a little pitting and little pock marks on it. But this is the original 50-year-old paint job. I would never repaint this tank. It's worth so much more original. I hate to even touch it like that, but it's perfectly clean. It sure is smooth because it's been polished. And it's got 2 coats of new coat with the ceramic sealant on there. So this is good for another 50 years. These are the original badges, original Super Sport decals. You see the aluminum's all been professionally polished here. It looks beautiful. The original pegs are in mint condition. There's no damage on the pegs, no damage on the shifter. No evidence of this bike being dropped on this side ever anywhere. A couple little nicks in the original paint job here. Let's face it, guys, this bike's 50 years old. And it has... Find another 50-year-old motor vehicle with 8,000 miles this nice. There's so few and far between. The original tail lamp is in mint shape. The original tailpiece is great. It even has this chrome strip on the side right here. Those are normally long gone. The grab strap for the passenger is mint, and the upholstery on the bike is in outstanding condition. So, yeah. Look at the adjusters. They're nice. All the hardware is nice and crisp on this. Usually, even the bolts for the sprocket, as you can see, they've never been off the bike. And they look brand new. So, just unbelievable. Like I said, we've had a lot of these come through. Very few. We've restored a lot of them, and it's a lot of work to do a frame off on one of these. It's not uncommon to put 150 or more hours labor. And at today's, to bring us right down to the frame and rebuild the engine and everything, this one didn't need it. This is the original factory paint on the frame. That's what's so remarkable about this bike, is the originality of it. So, yeah. So to restore one to this condition, and they're never the same once you restore them. It's hard to duplicate the factory finish on the frame or the factory paint color. I mean, they're beautiful. We've done a bunch of them. We've done concourse restorations to the Sandcast. The Sandcast we just sold I think it was $37,500 what we sold the Sandcast for, the one that Justin restored. This is obviously a 76. It's obviously not worth the same as a Sandcast. The Sandcast is a holy grail, but these are going up in value every day, every year. It's an investment quality classic. Obviously, most of them were destroyed, and to find one in mint condition, original condition, is unheard of. Show them the gauges up here too. I mean, the switch housings. Check out these switch housings. See, you can see the start logo in red is still nice and bright. And the run logo, that's in the cap, the way that looks. This looks like a restored motorcycle. It's not a restored motorcycle. This is what a restored motorcycle could hope it would be once it was done. This is an original, man. So obviously I'm excited about it. We haven't had one this nice come through the shop. Original ever. We restored a bunch of them to look as good, and sometimes even better. They can often look better than they did originally, with better quality paint and better quality chrome and all that, but they're not original. This one is. So, well, that's enough out of me. If you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. We can ship this baby anywhere in the world. We can also offer you financing through Freedom Road if you want to finance this, and we do take trades, so anything you need, we can take care of for you. If you'd like to leave it here on the second floor of the New England Motorcycle Museum in our Honda display area, we'd love to display it in the museum. This is a museum investment quality piece, no doubt about it. But it's also a world-class motorcycle that's a lot of fun to ride. I was thinking when I was riding it that you can see when you ride a really well-tuned classic Honda CB750 why the British struggled and went out of business, BSA and Triumph, and why the Harley Davidson had to put tariffs on Japanese bikes over 700 cc's because they were kicking Harley's ass so badly that they had to put tariffs on, and Harley almost went out of business. AMF had to buy them out, and this bike is largely responsible. This particular model run, the 750, the CBs, the 125 all the way up. Yeah, the whole series, the CB 125 all the way up to the 750 were spectacular motorcycles, and most of them were ridden into the ground. Who knew they'd be collector's items like this today? But hope you enjoyed hearing this spectacular specimen run and ride and hearing my story about it. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.